Good afternoon, everybody. Christine Barconi here in the NBC4i Streaming Center, joined by digital sports reporter Justin Holbrook. We've got some exciting news for Buckeye fans and Clippers fans. Ohio State just announced that they will allow 19,000 some fans inside Ohio Stadium for the spring game. Justin?
Yeah, I'm really exciting. I mean, you didn't know what that number was going to look like. Earlier in the day, Nebraska came out and said 4,000. So Ohio State doing 19,000 is really, I mean, a lot of tickets if you think about it. 10,000 of those will go to Wexner Medical Center staff and people that were on the front lines for more than a year. So that'll be more than half the tickets. Some tickets also, of course, saved for the families of players and coaches. There'll be like 4,500 general tickets that'll be on sale Monday at 11 a.m. So a decent number, but it's going to be pretty hard to get one of those tickets. They're going to be sold at $5. And then there's another 2,500 set aside just about for students that will be for free.
Yes, but still very exciting. Glad those frontline workers are being recognized
Definitely.
like that as well. They deserve it after the year that we had. What else did Ohio State say about this? I know they've been contemplating this for quite a while. What did they say about safety protocol?
Yeah, so I mean, exactly what you would think. You know, masks have to be on all times. If you have a food or drink, you have to be sitting down while doing that. You have to be 6 feet apart from people, of course. They're going to have what they call control staff on hand. So, you know, reminding people to wash their hands, to keep their distance, to wear your mask if your mask is down. No tailgating. I think that's a big thing.
That's
Parking
the big thing, I feel
will
like.
be free for people that are there, but you can't just be outside the stadium if you can't get in.
Right.
So I think that's the big thing for people to know. Just don't head down to Ohio Stadium if you don't have a ticket.
Yeah, so 10,000, or excuse me, 19,000. About what percentage capacity is that?
So 30%, which is what Ohio allows after that order that Governor DeWine signed a few weeks ago, that would have been 30,000 fans. So this looks like to be just under 20% because Ohio Stadium has 102,000 seats. So they could have done 30,800 some, but they decided to go a little bit less than that at 19,000.
Yeah, Ohio Stadium is huge. You'll definitely be able to spread out in that upper bowl, lower bowl, just about everywhere. So the Buckeyes started practicing a little less than a month ago, March 19th.
Yep.
And the spring game is always exciting. What can we expect to see from the Buckeyes? And then we'll talk about the Clippers here in a second because they're going to allow fans too.
I mean, the thing on everybody's mind is how are the quarterbacks going to look because Justin Fields is getting ready for the NFL draft and he hopes to go top 5. He'll be the first Ohio State quarterback to go that high since Art Schlichter in 1982.
Oh, wow.
So fans will be looking for, you know, who's going to replace him. Is it C.J. Stroud, Jack Miller, or somebody else, Kyle McCord? That's going to be the big question on everyone's mind. They're going to want to see some of the running backs that are going to come out because Trey Sermon, of course, head to the NFL. Master Teague is back this year, but will he play or will another running back be the starter this year? We'll find out about that. Some new guys on the offensive line. They had some really good stuff yesterday. Paris Johnson, he was a 5-star offensive tackle coming out of high school in Cincinnati. He got in a little bit last year with Thayer Mumford and Nicholas Petit-Frere, but he didn't get to start, so this year he's moving to guard. But Ohio State still has to replace Wyatt Davis, first-team All-American headed to the NFL, and Josh Myers, a center who was, you know, top 5 center in the country, also getting ready for the NFL. And then interestingly, there's some guys that have moved from offense to defense and some guys that are playing new positions. So getting a look at those guys and how they're going to do. We haven't seen a lot of them this year. We've actually only been allowed into one practice this year. Yeah. So it'll also be kind of our first look alive to see these Buckeyes.
Yeah, so very exciting about that. And Clippers, they just announced at 3 o'clock today that they too will allow fans inside Huntington Park. Going to start off small with about 10,000, or excuse me, 1,000, and then work their way up.
Right. So they're going to do their exhibition games. That starts next Friday, April 16th. So they're saying 1,000. They have exhibition games from the 16th to the 22nd, and they're hoping to, like you said, slowly increase before that first opening day, which is May 11th. So it really depends for how they feel about how things are going, how they're enforcing it, but very, very few fans to start out with just 1,000, and you can only get in 30 minutes before the first pitch. So it's going to be an adjustment for a lot of people there.
Yeah, definitely a tight restraints that they have on that. And if you know the stadiums very well, beautiful stadium, Huntington Park, and of course the historic Ohio Stadium. Ohio Stadium, the corridors there are really huge. They're massive. You can really spread out when you're walking through them and the concession lines and different things. Versus Huntington Park, of course, it's built downtown on a much smaller lot. Things are more compact. So to me, in my head, that just kind of makes sense that they are starting off small just to see how they can adjust to actually having crowds back there. Of course, course, they didn't have a season at all last year.
Right, exactly. And if you're looking for tickets, it's only going to be online or over the phone. You can't get them at the ballpark. So something worth noting. And that's even if you can get a ticket at all, right? Because 1,000 is a pretty small number, because I'm sure people are going to be wanting to see a team that they haven't gotten to see for, well over 2 years now.
Yeah, probably no Diamond Dog Night tonight this year.
I can't imagine.
All right, Justin, what else is going on in sports? We haven't heard from you in a while on a live stream.
Yeah.
I'm excited to have you back.
It's been a minute. Yeah. I mean, we've got, today, the big news, obviously, Ohio State and their fans. And also the Crew tonight, they're going to be playing in the Champions League and the CONCACAF. So they're down in Nicaragua, actually. They're playing at 8 o'clock tonight against Real Estea FC. So that's because they qualified by winning the MLS Cup last year. So it's a really big tournament in North America. They're down in Nicaragua, and then they come back to Columbus for their home opener in that on April, I want to say 15th. Yeah, April 15th.
Yeah.
So it's a huge game. It's going to be the first
one. And then the new stadium.
Yeah, and then you have the new stadium. I think that's
July
3rd. Yeah. So a lot of things happening for the Crew, but it's a really, really big deal to be part of that CONCACAF Champions League, and the Crew are starting tonight at 8 o'clock.
Awesome. Excited about that. Thanks, Justin. We've got more information on Ohio State's spring game and the rules and different things and how you can get a hold of tickets up on NBC4i.com, as well as for the Clippers. So you can check that out there. If you're watching on Facebook, I've got that linked in the description of this video. And if you are watching on NBC4i.com, you can scroll down and see that. We'll see you guys later. Bye.